Hello, this is Lars Tennes from Norway. I'm going to talk to you about options for climate change performance indicators for cross-laminated timber. I work at the Norwegian Institute for Sustainability Research, and I've done this together with a representative from a CLT producer and a colleague at the Institute. Cross-laminated timber has been increasingly used in Norway. Public buildings such as schools, kindergarten, and student dorms has been especially popular, but also some office buildings and dwellings are using CLT. As you can see, we are almost up to 100,000 cubic meters of annual use this year. One of the reasons to build with CLT in Norway has been that they have shown lower carbon footprint of buildings than other materials. In the last 10 years, there's been about 140 reported studies of carbon footprint of buildings, where several of these have been comparing CLT with other materials. The use of carbon footprint in Norway are increasing still, and a couple of years ago they also made a standard to harmonize the methods. The methods used for making carbon footprint of buildings are based on the same that are used for environmental product declarations, EPDs. EPDs are made based on European standards EN 15804, and in Norway there's about 800 EPDs registered this year. Several of these are on wooden products, and cross-laminated timber is, as you can see to the right, one of these. There are, however, some aspects of the carbon footprint that are not included in common building assessments or EPDs. And these are the biogenic carbon storage in biomass and future technologies such as carbon capture and storage. So in research, there's been a large focus on the impact of temporary carbon storage in biomass, but they usually assume that it's burned at the end of life. However, there are plans now to make carbon capture and storage technologies applied at waste incineration, and this could lead to carbon negative products in the future. The importance of the future technologies will also be more visible when we look at Norway's mitigation targets for the future. At the current situation, fossil fuels are the most important contributor, while removals into the forest, it's about half of the amount of the current emissions. Constructions in itself contributes then to about 1/5 of the emissions of fossil fuels. In the future, however, there is targets to reduce the amount of carbon emissions in Norway to about 1/5, and then forest will be increasingly more important. So to sum up, we can see that the current practice to evaluate cross-laminated timber are focusing on the current technology that we use today, and life cycle assessments mainly have fossil fuels emissions in the accounting. There are, however, work now to have new methodologies that include the biogenic carbon storage, timing effects, and the changes that we are thinking will become in future technologies when looking at buildings from today. When we look at the top-down perspective, we will see that forest and harvested will have an increasingly important part of the total emissions. Thank you.